Hello and welcome to the Online Trainers Podcast, where we go behind the scenes to uncover the latest tactics and strategies top trainers around the world are using to get more clients, dominate their marketplace, and get their clients amazing results. There is absolutely no fluff here. I'm your host, Lynn Trin. Hello and welcome to episode 222 on the Online Trainers Podcast. Today's topic is data wins every single time. So I actually can't believe we're 222 inside of the Online Trainers Podcast, and I want to thank you because you're one of the probably 2,000 downloads that we get daily on a daily basis, which is really, really cool. So we've got about 2,000 trainers around the world, worldwide, tuning in, and that's really awesome to know that you've stuck it this far across 222 episodes, listening to my voice every single morning. But I've got a really good gemstone for you today. And it's one of the things as I'm building up and I'm growing and I'm seeing a lot of the similarities between growing any business to growing a coaching business to growing an online fitness business. It's there are a lot of similarities that we can pull along the way. There are very, very common principles, And so I want to share this one gem with you because it's something that as I've built a team and as right now I might be able to take my foot off, sales or inside of the coaching. I don't have to do as much coaching with so much onboarding because we have systems built in place. I want to share this with you because this is so important. I know that if I was just getting started, I would want somebody to slap me in my face with this message. And the message is simply this: like, clarity comes from doing work and then getting data. Okay. I remember sitting there. If it wasn't I remember sitting there at the front of my parents' rental home. I think it was 2015, and I was ready to call it quits because I had I just met Kerry and I'd started my online fitness business, and I remember riding my bike home from the gym. It was about 8 p.m. and it was a summer's night here in Melbourne, so the sun sets relatively late. So I'm coming around the roundabout and I can see my parents' rental home there. It's where I was renting at the time, and I stayed there by myself, and I could just barely afford it. But my parents looked after me. So just getting in, I sat down and I just thought to myself, what am I doing? I just finished the gym. And this was training myself. I wasn't training any clients. I was completely online. I just sat there and I was just wondering to myself, when will it all happen? When will I be successful? When will I have my massive breakthrough? And I was thinking to myself, I had this gut feeling. I was like, I know I'm I know I'm supposed to be successful. I know I'll get there, and I just can't see it. The road's just so dark. So as I sat there, I looked, and I made a big realization, and something hit me because I was like, the reasons why I'm not successful is because I don't have enough data, and I'm making too many assumptions based off the very little data that I have. What I mean by that is, at the time, I'd only grown the business to about 25 clients. And it was draining. It was like I felt like I had to push them uphill. I felt like I had to, give them every step of the way. I was giving them everything, yet they weren't accepting it. And I was like, I don't want 10 times this. This will be a nightmare. And something happened. Something reasonably fun happened, and something amazing happened. And in this moment, I started to realize I don't have enough data. Like, I'm making my assumptions right now of how I see the world is based off the very little data that I have, and I'm coming to a conclusion. And that conclusion is this doesn't work. That conclusion is this program right now that I'm running and I'm coaching the men, they're not actually getting results. There's no culture. The Facebook group's dead. I'm just going to shut it down. I'm going to burn the ship to the ground. And this was the big assumption that I made. And as I sat there, I was like, I don't have enough data. I'm going to go harder. And a part of me felt sick because it's like this when a part of me right now, I've got a saying, and my clients know this about me. They say, I double down when shit gets tough. Well, what does that mean? Well, let's just say an advertising campaign doesn't work. I'm going to double down on it, and then I'll make it work. If sales isn't going to work, I'm going to double down. I'm going to get another person in, and we're going to figure it out. This has been an absolute game changer for me, because of this particular reason. You know, so many of us, and I know this issue comes up with a lot of personal trainers as well. They sit there and they go, I'm waiting for clarity. I just don't know what to do. You know, and I didn't know what to do either. I sat there with 25 clients. I thought I knew what to do, but I had no idea. Like, it wasn't kind of what I wanted, but I didn't realize because I didn't have enough data. I didn't have enough people. 25 people, 5 of them were engaging, the rest, but this was my assumption. 5 of them are engaging, the rest hate me. That was the assumption, and that's crazy. Right? If we think about it that way, that's crazy. So I decided to double down. I said, okay, cool. Well, like, I don't know, I'm going to find more people. I can't go back. And here's the truth. There's something amazing about not being able to go back. I was out of the gym. I wasn't going to the gym anymore. I left. In fact, I trained at another gym just to avoid seeing the personal trainers at that gym. But I left and I said, I'm not going back. I just can't. Going back means like I'm dying. You know, we've got this saying that you're either growing or you're dying. There is no middle ground. And it's so true. And I want to share this too. Like, if you're listening to this podcast and you're stuck in traffic, and every time you're stuck in traffic, do you feel like you're dying? Of course you do. Because you're just stuck. You're moving nowhere. It feels like time's just wasting away. You're not growing, so you're dying. Like, time's just elapsing. And I find myself a lot of the times, I would just wriggle out of traffic, go through side streets. It would actually take me longer, but I'd feel better because I'm moving. So, where was I? So going back to this thing of data, that I want you to think about today is, you know, where in your life are you making assumptions, but you don't have enough data to validate it? And where do you need to double down to get enough data? Now, I mean tons and tons of data. What I mean by this is, if you launch a Facebook ad, or you launch a YouTube ad, or you're launching an ad, whatever the case may be, Facebook seems to be the most popular platform today. And you go out there and you spend $50 and you go, that doesn't work. Doesn't work for me. What do? And for most people, they retreat, they go back, they stop. You know, and there's not enough data. You didn't get enough data. You didn't get enough data to fix it, to tweak it, to test it. You know, if you think about this, with your clients. Well, I thought about this with my clients. Like, if a person starts a diet for 3 days, right? 3 days is a long time. You launch a Facebook ad for 3 days and you start to see, and they don't see that they change. They don't think that it's working. Guess what happens? What can you do? What can you find out about their measurements in 3 days? A DEXA scan. You know? And then you go, this isn't working because you simply don't have enough data. Get more data over time. And so I want to share this with you, because if you're sitting there and you're hoping for the light, if you're just like me, and you know, there has to be a way. You're working hard. You're not a personal trainer that's lazy. You know, out of the 2,000 people we have listening in every day, you're probably not that trainer that doesn't care. You're at a point where you want to grow more. You know you need to grow more because there is no other way. And I'm here to tell you, I need you to start getting data. You need to get data across the board. Data in terms of, what have you done? What does even data mean? You might think, like, and I want you to think about this in terms of principles and not tactics, right? Don't just go, all right, I need more data on Facebook ads. Go, I need more data across the board. I need to coach more people. I need to coach 100 people. All right, how do I coach 100 people? What if I coach them for free? Shit. Fuck, what if you coach them for free? I wouldn't make any money. And so that's kind of like, well, isn't that worth knowing? If you coach 100 people for free, 4 weeks, and you're like, Lynn, I like the idea. Because if you want to know what it is that you want to do, if you want to know what movement you want to build, you want to know how you want to coach people and what kind of coach you become, guess what? You have to start doing. And if you coach 100 people for free, you're like, sweet, I'm in. How do I coach 100 people for free? Find them, advertise, and go on Facebook. Spend a little bit of money in order to gain knowledge and education and clarity. Right now, here's the truth. So many people spend money on courses useless courses without an outcome. But so many people will not spend money on themselves to get the clarity that they need. I'm going to repeat that for you. You are spending money on courses. You will buy courses online and you will buy shit that you don't need. But when it comes to actually doubling down on yourself, you don't double down on yourself. You don't trust yourself to know what to do with that data. You see an investment in yourself as a waste of money. This is the biggest realization that I ever made. I invest more into myself and more inside of my own insights today than I did. But I didn't at the beginning. At the beginning, I invested in other people, courses, content, crap that I didn't need, simply because I didn't trust myself to know what to do with the data. There's a big realization for me, and I want to share this with you because it's a big, big gem that I found. Inside of all my problems, this was the biggest gem. The biggest gem that I found. I was paying for all these other things, but I wasn't willing to pay for myself to learn. Learn from my own data. Stop learning from other people's data. Stop learning from other people whose lives you don't want to live. If you want to model somebody, you have a look at the life that they're living. You go, okay, they've got a fantastic business, but they're a retard. All right, well, I'm not going to follow them because chances are if I copy exactly what they do, I'll become a retard. You have a look at a person that's impacting people and has got a great message, who's having a great time, who's enjoying life, has a great family, has a great husband, great leader, great role model, and model them. But very few, you will find very few people that are like that. And the topic of discussion for today for you, if there's something that you can take out of this, is where are you going to invest inside of yourself to gain the data that you need in everything? The investment is data for you. And if you stop getting data for you, guess what? You'll end up making assumptions or you'll quit. Now, my one biggest breakthrough was doubling down on advertising at that point to get me 150 clients to then go, holy crap, okay, cool, I've got something here. I U-turned that shit because I made assumptions when I had 25 online clients. 4 or 5 were messaging me, they were okay. And I made assumptions that I was like, well, this doesn't work. People were dropping off. People aren't even responding. Fuck, these guys aren't even motivated. Yet when we built the community to over 100, that's when things started to change. The atmosphere, the tonality, the environment. And then as that happened, guess what? I had to level up myself as a leader, because now I wasn't leading 25, I was leading 100 men. When you lead 100 men, you become a different person. So I want to share that insight with you. Now, we lead thousands of fitness professionals around the world. Thousands. Right? So inside of our highest level paying masterminds, we've got over 100 people currently to date. And we are leading them to build the movements that they want to build, to get the courage and get the data that they need to do what's necessary to be successful. You see, success leaves clues. And success is based around our principles. This is a principle for you. And if you go away today, then you have to understand, where are you doubling down to get your own data? And trust me, coach, it's the most terrifying experience, because for the very first time, you're going to have to believe in you, not anybody else, not any guru, not any other person teaching stuff, but you're going to go, how can I trust myself to learn from this? What am I learning from this? Not what do I do from this? From all the courses, the gurus, what do I need to learn? Who do I need to become? What is this telling me? You got to begin to listen to your intuition. Because if you want to be successful, you want to lead, that's what it takes. Otherwise, you're not building solid foundations to step up as a leader and lead a movement that you want to lead. That is all from me. And, I once again super appreciate you. 222. But more importantly, if you're struggling, then please reach out. There's nothing worse than being in the pit. There's nothing worse than having invested in people and not getting the results. But even then, what can you learn from that? For some of you, I remember, now I'm just going to leave off with this. I was burnt by 2 business coaches at the start because I was looking to be saved, and I was pissed at the time, and I was like, screw you. I was like, yeah, for you. Like, all business coaches suck. And that really stung me for a long time. Like, I didn't invest for about 12 months later. And then I invested in another coach, and that's when we talked about systems. And then I invested in Russell Brunson, which I'm still currently a part of, to learn marketing. That's fantastic. And I'm there simply for the community. And I've invested in Tony Robbins. So a ton of people, and I wouldn't have invested in them if I didn't learn from that experience, because I would have been burnt. So my question to you is, no matter where you are, what are you learning from your experience? And once again, if you're in the pit, look, I'm going to tell you something. I don't save anybody. You need to save yourself. What I will do is I'll give you the tools to actually begin to build yourself. If you need any help, please reach out. If you're in the pit, what I need you to do is I need you to keep going, because stopping isn't going to get you anywhere. For me, if I stopped, I was dead. Like, it wasn't an option. And that's why I'm here today. So if you look at this, you compare this, it's 2015 to where we are today, 2018. It wasn't until about June 2015 that the business started taking off. Then in 2016, by July, I quit coaching men. And then now I lead trainers to do the same thing that I was doing, because I had no interest in nutrition or training. So my question to you is, it's time to level up. Because, once again, like I said, if you are not growing, you are dying. Alright, if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes, and feel free to leave a review, and that way I can respond and I can take that on board in developing content to serve you. Now, if you're not a part of the Online Trainers Club on Facebook, please do yourself a favor and be a part of the conversation. That's where I add daily tips, tricks, and strategies on how you can build out funnels, how you can get more clients, and ultimately become a better online coach. Thank you for listening.